What's going on out there in that good old American dream world? This is the unknown prisoner. Now, what I want to do right now, we went through 7, and I want to jump start here on 8, and we're going to pick this up and do a little bit here today, and talk a little bit personally how I did it and what I did, and also about the book, and talks about what the ways it needs to be done. So we're just going to jump back and forth and see what we can come up with. But step 8, made a list of all persons we had harmed and became willing to make amends to them all. When I first started doing this and started coming from 7 to 8, did from 1 to 8, everything was already kind of in line. In other words, when I had step 4 and step 5, I did a lot of things that were written down, and then I talked to people about what the amends were made that I had to do, or wanted to do, needed to do. So now we've got a pretty well sought after list of people that we've already got on our paper. So all we got to do really is kind of the list that we're talking about, or maybe, we sobered up a little more, time has gone by, and we got a little bit of sanity in our system, away from the disease of alcohol and drug addiction that we were doing every day. But now we're using it, we're sober. So now what we're trying to do here is come face to face with people that we had harmed, come face to face with people that we had harmed. And, this brings us back into society. When you start talking about and going, talking to people that it may be years, it may be yesterday, but it may be years that went by that the things that we've done harmed or another person, or said something to them, or whatever it may be. If you put them on your list, you need to make amends to them. So anyway, this step really sets the stage for being I think it was a step for me to enter back into society and be able to, look at people in the eye and talk to them and be responsible for what I was doing. So anyway, let me say it one more time. Made a list of all persons we had harmed and became willing to make amends to them all. So, I personally, I made my amends to my mother and my dad, and people that are around me, and close relatives and such as that. But there's a lot more there that I had to do, and I picked out, I guess, the hardest ones to do, and the ones that were eating on me at the time. Because when you're sobering up, you start remembering, thinking, "Wow, man, I don't know if I can go do this or not, but you got to take the bull by the horns and make your mind up to make it work for you so you can stay sober. These steps are very real, and they're very capable of doing whatever it needs to be done to give you that sobriety that we're looking for, because this is unraveling the past, and it gives you opportunity to be sober and be joyous and free. All right, steps 8 and step 9, we'll get into 9, are concerned with personal relations. First, we take a look backward and try to discover where we had been at fault. Next, we make a vigorous attempt to repair the damage we have done. And third, having thus cleaned away the debris of the past, we consider how, with our newfound knowledge of ourselves, we may develop the best possible relations with every human being we know. Now, this is a very large order to do, but it can be done. I did it. I mean, it's not the easiest, not by all means, not the easiest thing to do, but golly, it just was refreshing after that I did go ahead and take care of this business. At first I didn't know how I had to pray and ask God to help me get started and get going on this step. But I also wanted to have the the humility, and be humble enough that whatever they had to say or come up with after I'd made my amends and told them why I was making my amends to stay sober the AA way and get through this the best I knew how and be honest and sincere. And anyway, and went into whatever I had to do to repair the wreckage of the past. That's what I took care of, and I mainly wanted to really have the the ability not to bite back on somebody that would come down and say something that I didn't really want to hear, But thank God I was able to do that. Most of the amends that I made were very acceptable, and they really were pleased to say that thank you and such and whatever it may be. So, I want to say this, and it probably won't come true, but yeah, it didn't with me anyway. But I didn't. I really, you don't want to look at you don't want to feel or think about what the response is going to be from other people. Just go do your deal. Clean off the side of your street and just, whatever you have to do, bite your tongue, hold your breath, whatever it is that they're going to say or whatever they're going to do, let's respond in a loving way if it's possible, or just walk off if you have to, whatever it may be. Or most of the time brings back maybe a relationship that you can even go further and mend and be better off than you ever thought it could be. So that's what Step 8 is all about. It just does everything for you to get back a step into society and being able to hold your head up high and look at people in the eyes, and you're getting into a very tremendous position in your life by telling the truth and doing things that that need to be taken care of. So, I'm just going, that's where I wanted to open it up and kind of give y'all a little bit. But you want to get this 8th step, and you want that word all, these little simple words, but they're so powerful. It's all, don't let something come up in your head or brain or your heart and, about a person, do this and do that. And then, that wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad. No, just write their name down and let's be done with it. Let's get this job done. Let's don't skimp on this 8. We don't want to need to skimp on any of these steps. But this can be done if you don't watch it. You can talk yourself out of doing something that really needs to be necessarily done, because it will help you in the long run of your sobriety, and it keeps your heart clean. Your honesty level is rising, and you just feel a whole lot better about who you are and what you're doing. So anyway, I just wanted to pass that along with you with Step 8. We will get back to details to this in a little bit later, but I just wanted to open it up for you. So, hey, okay, I got a guy down here. I hadn't seen him in a while, but I got to go talk to him. I think we'll talk it over. I believe I don't have a man to make with him. I think we're good friends, and we didn't have much to say one way or other about things going on about drinking and drugging and having having one of those crazy times. But we have always been friends. So I'm going back. I gotta go back there and talk to him a little bit. He come down here to see me. So y'all all have a good day. And this is the Unknown Prisoner. See you later.